We're at South High School where tonight the Red Wings host the number 10 team in the state, Ashwaubenon. Alongside the coach, Chris Wright, I'm Mike Martin. Chris, tonight's game is really a big game for both teams. South has an outside chance of making the playoffs. They need to win tonight. Ashwaubenon holds a one-game lead in the conference standings. They need to win in order to maintain that. Big game tonight.
Yeah, they're ranked 10th overall in state, and in Division II, they're ranked number 4. The only teams ahead of them are Homestead, Greendale, and Kimberly. I mean, this is a very good football team. They've already played the 3 teams with 1 loss already, so they've taken on all the good teams. Ashwaubenon, I think, is going to be your conference champion, and, you know, hopefully, maybe, South can pull an upset tonight.
Well, they're certainly hoping. Very tough loss last week. I had to believe it was a tough week of practice this time around for the Red Wings.
Well, now you've lost your hopes. You know, you're right. Outside chance of making the playoffs, but realistically, you got to beat the conference champion, which is anything can happen on a field. And then next week you have North, so it's kind of one of those. We were up big last week, and enthusiasm, and you know, it's kind of like this is kind of like the in-between, so we're hoping that there's not a downer this week with North on the schedule again next week. The other thing is it's homecoming, and that's a bit distraction for coaches, and kids are here, kids are there, going to this, going to that, and it's not always focusing on football. And so, you know, for Coach Hine and his staff, they got to get those guys back ready to go tonight.
Last week we thought South had a really good chance because Manitowoc loves to run the ball. The strength for South's defense is against the run, and they were respectable last week. This week is an entirely different story. Ashwaubenon will throw it up 30 times a game, and they're good at throwing the ball. South struggles with their pass defense.
Yeah, and it's 2 weeks in a row that South's going to see a throwing team, and there's no question.
Hey, Manitowoc ran the ball last week. Hey, I'm sorry for interrupting, but you know, they threw that sophomore quarterback in there, and he was the difference maker. He threw for 2 touchdown passes. I don't think South expected that.
I just think that the next 2 weeks you got 2 teams that are just opening it up with throwing it, and so that's going to be the test for South's D-backs and things. Ashwaubenon is big up front. They're going to give this James Morgan plenty of time to throw, and from what I understand, he's a good one. Mike Rank up there, an assistant, was telling us he's ranked 72nd in the nation as a quarterback, and he's just a junior. So, you know, when you got kids like that coming to town, it's well worth the price of admission. It's going to be up to the South defense to stop them.
You said they had how many guys with a whole bunch of receptions already? And they got some good receivers, obviously.
Yeah, they got 4 guys. They got 1 guy with 20. They got another one with 27. They got 2 kids with 30 catches. My gosh, you got teams in high school that don't even catch the ball 30 times all year. They got 4 guys of over 20 catches. And, you know, I'm sure they'll mix the run in a little bit, but I think the passing is going to be where the attack is for Ashwaubenon. And when you got that big front line for them, why not?
Hey, you know, we talk about South wanting to win the game, obviously. What do they need to do to be competitive and have a shot?
They need to create some turnovers. They're going to have to do some type of, you know, when the ball is up in the air, we're going to have to get some deflections or something like that. Maybe get a pick 6, maybe some special team score. And then when you have the ball, you're going to have to control the ball. And, you know, I thought they did a real nice job, South, last week, mixing up the run and the pass. And you're going to have to, you know, take care of the ball and maybe get some breakaway thing. But you're talking about a team, as I said, though, is 7-0, and also you're looking at a team that's played all the good teams already. So this is a tough chore for South tonight.
So when you talk about creating turnovers, you mean kind of like the Bears did last night against the Giants, right?
Yeah, well, Eli Manning is not on this side, but this kid's pretty good.
All right, with that, we're going to step out. When we come back, we'll have the kickoff for tonight's homecoming game.
I tell people I have 3 kids, one of them's adopted, I just don't know which one.
I can't imagine having to be in a birth mother's position to make that choice.
You know, I was kind of just asking her, you know, what is your motivation? Why are you doing this? And she looked at me and she said, because you can give my son a life that I could not.
We always tell her thank you. He is such a blessing to us.
Every day is just a ray of sunshine from him. So we're Chanda and Brian, and we chose adoption.
Hi everyone, I'm Emily. I'm super excited to introduce my dad because he's my hero. When I was little, he was doing this really important work, driving ambulances in Iraq Now he's home, and he's still a hero because he tells the ambulances where to go when there's an emergency. I'm so proud of him. He's awesome. He's my dad.
If a service-connected disability hinders your civilian career, Volk Rehab offers a variety of services to help prepare you for your next mission.
The National Parkinson Foundation invites you to Moving Day.
Moving Day!
Are you ready to move? Walk, cheer, yay! Dance, stretch, laugh, and shout. Whatever it takes to beat Parkinson's.
Let's defeat Parkinson's.
Remember, people who move change the world. It's a new day for Parkinson's. Make your move today.
Simple moments are what make every day count.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the Ashwaubenon Jaguars. And to the north side of the field, your Sheboygan South High Red Wings. Head coach for the Jaguars, Mark Jonas. Head coach for the Red Wings, Chris Hine. We want to welcome everyone back to Sheboygan South Homecoming 2013. We want to send a special thank you out to John Schrank for all of his hard work and his staff putting together a wonderful homecoming celebration.
Back at South High School, where both teams are meeting on the sideline. We're awaiting the opening kickoff. South comes in with a record of 2-5 overall, 2-4 in conference. Ashwaubenon is 7-0 overall and 6-0 in conference. The teams that we alluded to with one loss are Green Bay Preble, Green Bay Southwest, and Bayport.
For Ashwaubenon, number 3, Jake Monroe.
Ashwaubenon will take the opening kickoff. I'll tell you, fans, I'm going to have to be on my toes because they run a no-huddle pass offense. So this will be a challenge. These are the nights Chris is glad he doesn't have to take stats. Getting ready to kick off for the Red Wings is Kyle Cady. Back deep is Jake Monroe, and
he's a very good baseball player. We're going to number of players that play baseball. They can sure rake, I'll tell you.
Having a little chat with Craig Clace, the South High baseball coach, before the game. There's a kick. It carries deep and through the arms of the return man, Zills, and out of bounds. Ashwaubenon will take it 1st and 10 at the 20.
Ball will be spotted at the 20-yard line. First down, Jaguars.
Well, Ashwaubenon used to be a power in football. They went to state a number of years. That's what they're hoping for this year. They're going to have probably to go through Kimberly to get there. But for a number of years, the Jaguars was a powerhouse in football.
James Monroe at quarterback.
James Morgan.
Looking over the middle, he's got his receiver out to about the 39-yard line. That's Zach Immig.
Pass was complete to number 45.
It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Jaguars at the 39-yard line.
And Tristan Schmidt.
Second down, first down, second play of the drive for the Jaguars. Wide receivers left and right. Monroe in motion, inside handoff to Zills. He picks up about 5.
James Morgan comes into the game with 215 attempts. That's 4th in the state. 126 completions, which is number 3. He's 6th in yards and 6th in touchdowns. He had 1,680 yards coming in, and he throws at about 58% clip.
He's a good one, that's for sure. Lines are set. Deep out, looking for his wide receiver Monroe, but he can't handle it. First incompletion. It's going to be 3rd down and 5. Jake Monroe, number 3, is one wide out. Jake Immig, number 16, another wide out. And Zach Immig, number 45, is the tight end. Zach Immig is lined up on the left side of the line. They got a stack over there of 3 wide receivers. And taking off too soon was Cameron Kelly. That'll be a 5-yarder. That'll make it 3rd and 10. There's a bit of a break for the Red Wings. Let's see if they can capitalize on it. Connor Harrison, one of the deep backs, along with Tristan Schmidt. Also back there is Sam Selk. Stepping up is Emmett Dean on the corner. Fires a dart, incomplete. Looked like the wide receiver Monroe should have had it, but it went through his hands. It'll be 4th down.
Well, you got Zach Immig too, a tight end, 195 pounds. He looks big. I'll tell you, they got weights for these kids, but I think they're a lot bigger than what they have on these.
I noticed that too. You mentioned about
Cole
Hansen. You know, they got him listed at 225. He looks a lot bigger than that. They're gonna punt it. Kick is away, and South lets it bounce. It's going to die on the 25-yard line.
Well, here comes Robert Huffman playing in his homecoming game here. Senior, number 1. Played very well last week, threw well, and got some yards on the ground.
Orzinski was the punter for the Jaguars. Boris Ristovojevic is deep. He takes the handoff up the middle and pounds forward for about 7 yards. Good run by Boris.
Boris comes in with 505 yards, averaging just over 4 yards a carry. I thought he ran the ball real well last week, and Manitowoc had the second and third best rushers in the league, and Boris, I think, outplayed both of those kids.
Wide to this side, we have 2 wide receivers. Inside those, Boris picks up about a yard and then he's stacked up. Good hit inside.
Boris Ristovojevic on the handoff. Gain of a yard. Nice tackle out there by Nathan Wheeler for the Jaguars.
Wheeler making the big hit. Wide again to this side is Mitchell Martinez, and in the slot is Michael Miller.
Offsides.
Ashwaubenon didn't watch the ball. They were listening to Huffman, and they'll pick up an offside penalty. It'll be a first down for the Southsiders.
Well, didn't they catch Manitowoc like 3 times last week? Robert did?
I believe you are right,
2
sir.
or 3 times, something.
Yeah. You know, the rule is the same now as it was 40 years ago when I played. Watch the ball. Wildman is the up back. We have wide receivers off to the right this time. Zimmerman is the tight end on the left. Inside, Boris Ristovojevic pops it to the outside, cuts it up. He's got a first down inside Ashwaubenon territory. 13-yard pickup on the play.
Another nice run for Boris into Ashwaubenon territory.
Wanted to run it off right tackle, but it was stacked up and he bounced it to the outside. Robert Huffman under center, barking the signals. Inside handoff to Wildman. He picks up maybe a yard.
I like the play calls though, Marty. Kind of controlling the ball, controlling the clock. And we're gaining yards.
Yeah, I was thinking too, another way to stop Ashwaubenon is don't allow him to have the ball. 2nd and 9. Pitch out to Ristovojevic to the short side. He's through the line of scrimmage and almost breaks it for the touchdown, but he's dragged down inside the 30-yard line. Another big gain.
Hey, when you're the big bully on the block, every once in a while somebody's got to hit that bully to push them back, and so far South on their offense is pushing the big bully of the conference around here.
40 yards and 3 carries for Boris Ristovojevic.
Timeout for the Jags.
This is homecoming week, and South wishes to welcome back Amy Long.
What a day. We need to get outside.
But, honey, I think there's a game on somewhere.
Well, I know another game we can play.
Well, golf? You and me?
I'm ready to learn, and I found a great deal on lessons.
Okay, game on.
I think I can take it.
Now you can learn to play golf, starting with one great deal. 5 lessons from a PGA or LPGA instructor, starting at only $99. Get the details at getgolfready.com. Get ready to play.
I don't think golf lessons would help. Bud Dorholt in the house. Longtime teacher at South High, came up from Texas. Yeah, longtime coach, you're right. All righty. Tristan Schmidt is the deep back this time. Boris Ristovojevic is the slot on the right side. Schmidt breaks through the line of scrimmage and is dragged down inside the 20. It's a 9-yard run for Schmidt. It makes it 2nd down and 1. Ristovojevic back to the deep back spot. Wildman in front of him. Pitch out to Ristovojevic. He cuts through. He's good speed, Chris. Is knocked down near the 10-yard line. It will be a 1st down.
Boy, you couldn't ask for a better situation for South's offense. Everything they're doing, they're getting big chunks of yards. Too bad there's still 7 minutes left in the first quarter.
1st down on the 11-yard line. Huffman has yet to throw a pass. Inside handoff to Boris. He's running hard tonight, Chris. He gets knocked down inside the 10. Short gain.
Connor Harrison in. Might see our first pass here.
That last run by Ristovojevic was his shortest of the night. A 2-yard pickup. Huffman in the shotgun. That usually is an indicator that he's going to pass. Goes straight back, steps into the throw. It's a bullet, but it's intercepted. Making the interception for Ashwaubenon was Mason Ross. That hurts, Chris.
That does hurt. And almost looked like he knew that was the play that was coming, because Ross definitely was right where Martinez wanted to be.
Hey, Chris, taking this to a basketball analogy, you don't want to press a pressing team. You know, it's going to be hard to pass against this team because they got to play pass defense every week in practice against one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Looking deep, kid's got a great arm, and wide open was the wide receiver, Monroe. He's looking to go to the house and being knocked down at the 13-yard line. That was Connor Harrison who caught him.
Jake Monroe is 11th in the state with catches with 36, and there was nobody near him, and again, a big play cost South. What a flip of the situation. South going in to take the lead. One play later, Ashwaubenon's on their own 13. Excuse me, the Red Wing 13.
Yeah, big play.
That's
direct
a nice
snap.
play.
Oh boy, they had us fooled too. Zills took to the direct snap. The quarterback, Morgan, jumped up in the air like it was a bad snap, and they caught everybody off guard. Easy touchdown. 13-yarder, and it's 6-0 Ashwaubenon.
That's his 7th touchdown of the season. 100th carry on the season. So I guess that means he scores touchdowns 7% of the time.
Well, that long pass play went for 67 yards. The extra point is up and good.
Emmett Carpenter is their kicker. Well, I thought it was their. Yes, it is. He's up for the Stempke Award for the best kicker in the state.
Wow. We don't like the way this turned
Parents
out.
sure have their hands full, and they could use an extra hand. Now, every state offers free or low-cost health insurance for your sports hero or budding artist. Kids up to age 19 can get checkups, doctor and dentist visits, hospital care, prescriptions, and more. Your child may qualify based on your family size and income. It's one less thing to worry about. Call or go online for more information.
Well, I tell you, the pass defense is going to have to do a little better. South controlled it for a long time, had a nice drive going until the interception in the end zone. And then a 67-yard pass and a 13-yard run, and Ashwaubenon's up 7-0.
Wow.
Yeah, really.
It's just, everything was going so well. And it's just a deflator. See how the offense responds getting the ball back here.
Emmett Carpenter again doing the kicking. Tristan Schmidt and Connor Harrison back deep. It's a short kick. And it goes out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Shades of last week, huh, Chris?
That guy's such a good kicker. Why doesn't he kick it deep? It's not much of a wind tonight. It's a little howling a little bit from the south, so it's...
We were wondering where those kickoffs that go out of bounds, where they're placed. It is the 35-yard line. Huffman in the shotgun. Little option pitches out to Ristovojevic. He tries to cut it back and is knocked down at the 35. No gain. Second down for the Red Wings. Ristovojevic with 6 carries already in the quarter for 50 yards.
That is a big front line for Ashwaubenon. Tall and girth.
Wildman is a slot over on the right side. Pitch out to Ristovojevic. Ashwaubenon trying to string it out, and they do. Good defensive play by the cornerback on that side.
I will notice this as Ashwaubenon tackles very well, Marty. So far, they've really solid on their tackling. Now, there was some holes, but...
Give Ristovojevic a loss of a yard on that last play. Thought he was able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 11.
They're coming.
Fake the handoff inside. Huffman throws a dart. He's got his wide receiver, Mitchell Martinez, and he's down at about the 40-yard line.
I know Sim Safford just announced Mitchell Martinez, but give credit to the front line there protecting Huffman so he could get that pass off.
First pass completion for Robert. 25-yarder. Hand off to Ristovojevic. He gets stacked up just over the line of scrimmage. Give him a gain of 1. They're starting to take control of the running game, Chris. Ashwaubenon is. Be nice if they could break another one like they did on those first series of plays. Ristovojevic is the slot over on the right side. He's in motion. And stepping offside for the Jaguars is Nathan Jarvis, the defensive end. That's the 4th penalty for the Jaguars already, Chris.
You know, if I'm building a high school football team and I want defensive ends, I want them to be 6'5". Well, Ashwaubenon has 2.
That's a good start. Now if we can just keep them from stepping offside.
I don't think South High has a 6'5" guy in their school. And if they are 6'5", the coach's name is Rank.
Yeah, really. Ristovojevic on the carry, or pardon me, Tristan Schmidt on the carry. It's going to be 3rd down and 2.
Basketball, Coach Rank says starts in a month.
All the 6'5" guys are over at Sheboygan Christian, a couple blocks away.
Yeah, there's some big kids over there.
All right, a big third down play. It's 3rd and 2. Wildman is the up back. Ristovojevic the deep back. Second back through is Ristovojevic, and he's got the first down at about the 25. Gain of 7.
Very impressed the first 2 drives, Marty.
Yes, sir.
Should have had some type of a score before. Here they got another shot inside the 30 here.
Ball spotted on the 26-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Red Wings. Ristovojevic in motion. Huffman on a keeper up the middle, and he may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. It's going to be 2nd and 10.
Ayers again there. He's all over the place, number 93. They list him at 220. He looks more like about 250.
All right, this is the spot that got South in trouble last time, Chris. 2nd and long. Make it 2nd and 11. Michael Miller in the slot. Mitchell Martinez is wide to the left. Tristan Schmidt bouncing off of a couple of tacklers, and then he's gang tackled and dropped inside the 25-yard line.
Wow. Holden Enke, 235, no way. That guy's a monster. We're under a minute here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, it's been a very quick quarter, hasn't it? 3rd down, about 7. Huffman ducks under center. Gives it off to Ristovojevic, who bounces to the outside and barrels over a tackler, but he is going to be short of the first down.
Well, you're going to have the quarter break here to decide if you're going to go for it or not. If I was South,
I
would do it.
Oh boy, Chris, I thought he got more than 3-4 yards.
Yeah, look at where he spotted.
All right, at the end of 1 quarter of play, Ashwaubenon leads it 7-0.
Our daughter might be drinking or taking something else. We can't talk with her about it. She keeps everything secret. But when I pretend everything is okay, I'm keeping secrets too. My therapist suggested Al-Anon family groups. It was helpful to hear what other parents said. Are you troubled by someone's drinking? You might be surprised at what you could learn in an Al-Anon family group from people just like you. Call 1-888-4-AL-ANON or visit alanonfamilygroups.org.
Getting out of the military, I was missing this camaraderie.
It's frustrating when you try and talk to people that don't understand.
I still had the anger, I still had the addictions, but we didn't talk about that.
Came to a point where it's like, okay, I really need to talk to somebody about this.
Family more or less encouraged me, go to the VA.
It's okay to go get help. It's okay to talk to people because it takes true strength to ask for help.
Hear veterans' real stories of strength and recovery at MakeTheConnection.net.
For the quarter, Chris, South finished with 100 yards even, 75 rushing. Boris Ristovojevic has 60 of that, and Mitchell Martinez had 1 catch for 25 yards for their 100. Ashwaubenon had 5 yards rushing. 18 yards rushing. Zill had that 13-yard touchdown run, and they had 87 yards passing. That gives them 102 yards in the quarter. Of course, the long one was that 67-yarder. All right, 4th and 3. Huffman gives it off to Ristovojevic. Nothing doing in the middle. He gets stacked up just inside the 20 for no gain. That hurts.
Well, they've controlled the yards. They've controlled time of possession. They've moved down the field and empty on 2 offensive.
James Morgan in the first quarter was 2 for 4 on passing. Zills is alongside him as he sets up in the shotgun. Quick out. He's got his wide receiver out to about the 25-yard line. Zach Imig on the catch. Give him a gain of 6 on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 4. Little pitch over to Zills, trying to cut it back. He's going to be close to the first down.
Zills, a senior. Already has the only touchdown in the game.
Chris, I think they're going to mark it short. It's going to be 3rd and 1. James Morgan continues to run the offense from the shotgun.
Oh,
and
boy.
South player jumps offside. I think that was Josh Teagard, number 51. Alrighty, first down for the Jaguars on that penalty. Got Sam Wisniewski out here on the left. Imig in motion. Morgan going deep. He's got a receiver out there, but threw the ball out of bounds, incomplete. Looking for Wisniewski.
He comes in as the leading yards guy, number 4, Wisniewski, 24th in the state.
The problem with that, Chris, is he was wide open.
Yep. I don't understand how you let guys get behind you when you know this is what they're doing.
Wisniewski, number 4, is wide. Inside of him is Jake Monroe. Inside handoff to Zills, tries to bounce it off to the right and then cuts it back up, and he's knocked down at the 40-yard line. Good run for Zills. It's going to be 3rd and 4. It's been a quick half. Well, this is the big 3rd down play, Chris. They got to stop him here. 4 wide receivers, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Looking deep for Wisniewski. He's got it. Can't break away, but he gets down inside the 25-yard line.
Well, he did a nice job of using his hand to put a little separation there on Schmitz, and they're not going to call that.
.32-yard play.
And again, a receiver behind a defensive back of
Yeah.
South.
Don't like that. Inside handoff to Zills. He's swallowed up by big number 77, Steve Rodriguez.
you missed the opening, we said that James Morgan, the quarterback, ranked 72nd in the nation for quarterbacks. Mike Rink provided us that information, and he's just a junior. 6'4", 200 pounds. Sounds like a quarterback that could be in college, 6'4".
Yeah, really.
He's got a good arm.
James Morgan fakes the handoff, now throws it out to his receiver, Monroe, and we get a late flag and a fumble. South recovered it. Looks like Dylan Kumaro had it. Let's see what the flag is all about. When I was going through the stats, Chris, I noticed that Morgan doesn't run the ball much.
Face mask against Ashwaubenon.
Okay, the penalty is declined, obviously, and the fumble is lost. South has it. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Red Wings. The ball is spotted at, we'll call it the 15-yard line. All right, a big break for the Red Wings. Let's see if they can capitalize. They've been marching up and down the field. Let's see if they can keep that trend going. Michael Miller was the wide receiver in motion. He cleared it out for Zimmerman, and Zimmerman gets knocked out of bounds at the 30-yard line. And the loudness in the background are the assistant coaches wanting a roughing penalty on the takedown.
Wow, it was way out of bounds.
Ball is spotted on the 31-yard line. That's a 16-yard pickup. Inside handoff, Ristovojevic trying to spin away but can't. He gets knocked down right at the line of scrimmage. 2 carries for Boris this quarter and no yards. You got to figure, Chris, that they're not going to let them run wild all game. You know, they're going to make some adjustments.
Right, they're big. They are big up front.
Huffman straight back. He rushed hard. He spins away from 1 or 2 tacklers, but then he gets taken down for a sack. Good rush by the Jaguars.
There was 3 guys on the in the backfield quite quickly there for Ashwaubenon.
Loss of 4 for Huffman. It's going to be 3rd and 14. Huffman in the shotgun now with Ristovojevic and Wildman around him. Looking deep. Throws it out there for Martinez, and it's going to be intercepted inside the 35-yard line. That interception was made by Mason Ross.
I thought you said him with an interception once already.
Well, Martinez never had a chance. About the best he could do was pass defense, but he couldn't get back to defend the pass. It was that far off the mark. Ball spotted on the 34-yard line for Ashwaubenon. James Morgan in motion, at quarterback. He's got his receiver Wisniewski. He avoids 1 tackler, and then he darts out of bounds outside the 45-yard line. It's going to be 1st down for the Jaguars. Three wide receivers, two off to the right. Hand off to Zills. He goes off of left tackle and it gets knocked down. Picks up maybe a yard.
Kumaro there. Dylan had a great week a week ago. A great game a week ago, excuse me.
Hey, a lot of the Red Wings had good games last week. They really played well. It's really unfortunate that they lost the game. Little tighter formation. We got a threesome over on the right side.
Screen, backdoor screen.
Oh, and the South read it beautifully. Making the initial stop was Jake Mulwitz, number 20.
Probably saw something on film this week. Ate that up.
Loss of 8 on that play. Wow. You know, you could see it develop too. You know, he was cutting underneath the quarterback and just behind the line of scrimmage, but South read it beautifully.
South just going to rush 3.
Jake Monroe was the player in motion. Morgan's pass is complete. He's down to the 20, cuts it back at the 10 and is knocked down at the 5. I'll tell you, that was just an outstanding throw by James Morgan.
I thought it was going to be intercepted. The D-back standing right there, and somehow it goes through him right to Monroe.
Holy cow. That was quite a play.
All right, Jake Imig on the catch. 31st catch on the year. He's 45th in yard.
Jake Imig, what number is he? 16. First and goal. Hand off to Zills. He battles down to about the 3.
Boy, I thought we had an interception and a lot of green in front.
You could see the defender cut in front, and he just couldn't quite get high enough.
I mean, you had the defense and timeout here for South.
All right, it's going to be second and goal for the Jags inside the 5-yard line. That's the first time out by the Red Wings.
A healthy diet and plenty of exercise are keys to success, both on and off the ice. Teaching kids how to eat right will give them the fuel they need to be at their very best.
Growing bodies need lots of fruits and vegetables, whole grains, lean protein, and low-fat dairy to be healthy and strong. A registered dietitian can work with your family to help you create nutritious meals you will love.
And don't forget to exercise for at least 60 minutes every day. Visit kidseatright.org for more information.
Back at South High School, Ashwaubenon knocking at the door. They're at the 3-yard line, second and goal. We were just looking at some of the stats for South. Mitchell Martinez coming into the season was widely considered to be their best wide receiver. He only has 14 catches on the year. Part of that, of course, a product of him being out with injuries for a time. James Morgan fakes the handoff, fires a dart to a wide receiver who's wide open. I believe that was Kyle Monroe. Okay, that wasn't Monroe, that was Wisniewski.
Yeah, it's his 6th touchdown on the season, and basically all he ran there was kind of like a zigzag route. He kind of took the defender into the right, zigzag back to the left to the corner, and he was wide open after he created some space there, and Morgan's going to hit him there for his 21st touchdown on the season.
That was pretty easy, Chris. So does this Morgan kid, the quarterback, does he pitch?
I guess he does. I don't remember him throwing against us, but Coach Clay said he did.
With 4:25 left until halftime, Ashwaubenon leads it 14-0.
You show your smile to the world every day, but nearly 4 out of 5 Americans say they would smile a lot more if their teeth looked better. The good news is, healthy teeth can be safely and affordably corrected at any age. Advances in orthodontics have made the treatment more successful and comfortable than ever.
Only orthodontists receive 2 to 3 years of education beyond dental school to learn the proper way to align and straighten teeth. To learn more, visit mylifemysmile.org.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, back at South High School there, you see the scoreboard. Eric Weisman giving you that shot. Richard Bartson's on top of the press box giving us that shot. Kerry Kautzer is our director tonight. Chris Wright running the color, and I'm the play-by-play guy, Mike Martin. And we're getting down to the end of the year, Chris. We got one more game left. It's the North-South game. It'll be played here at South High. That kick carries into the end zone, which means it's a dead ball. South will have it 1st and 10 at the 20.
They say on any given day a team can beat another one. Well, South's had 2 nice drives, could not get any points. You had one long pass by Ashwaubenon to lead to a touchdown, and then you almost had an interception, but it wasn't. It was caught instead, and Ashwaubenon then went on to score. I mean, this easily could be 14-7 at South, but right now it's 14-zip.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. And the big play bugaboo has come back to haunt South tonight. Ristovojevic stacked up at the line of scrimmage and pushed back.
And they're going to start stacking up that line, I think. As Marty mentioned before, running's going to be more difficult, and when they can have those big rush ends to stop the passing game, really going to make it difficult for the Red Wings.
Second down and 10. Tristan Schmidt in the slot on the left side. Huffman sends him in motion. Quick out to Schmidt, and he gets hit immediately and knocked out of bounds. Great tackle made out there by Nathan Wheeler. Pickup of only 2 yards on the play.
Huffman has to get the ball a little quicker to Schmitz. He was open, and he waited, and by that time the Ashwaubenon defender could get over there and level him.
And that's what he did. Mitchell Martinez is wide left. Mike Miller in the slot to the left. Huffman drills one right to the defender. He's going to take it in untouched. Touchdown Ashwaubenon.
9th interception for Huffy.
Ben Wires made the interception, number 25.
Oh, excuse me, the 11th now interception. That's the 3rd in the game.
Wow, he caught that at about the 30-yard, about the 30, and took it in. We'll give it a 30-yard return for a touchdown. Now, I believe, Chris, in the opening we talked about South needing to create turnovers and possibly get points off of those turnovers, just like the Bears do. Unfortunately, it's Ashwaubenon pulling off the trick.
See these hands? They grip the wheel of a Humvee in Afghanistan.
12 years. Flying choppers.
My hands? They're here for the person who fought in Afghanistan. I made the call and got support for my sister.
Mine take care of the person who flew those helicopters. And if life gets overwhelming, they're ready to dial the Veterans Crisis Line.
Confidential help is just a call, click, or text away.
Back at South High School, where lightning has figuratively struck. Ashwaubenon's Ben Wires intercepted a pass at about the 30-yard line, took it to the house untouched, and now Ashwaubenon leads 21-0. Just so our viewers understand, we don't have replay tonight. There's a glitch in the equipment, and we don't have graphics, so we're going to be giving you the score a little more often and time remaining. That kick is also way deep. Man, he kicked that one just like Robbie Gould.
Well, it's kind of asking like before when he kicked that one out of bounds. He's up for the Kicker Award, which is the Kevin Stempke Award, who went to Green Bay Preble and University of Wisconsin. He's a semifinalist. Emmett Carpenter, why wouldn't he just try to kick it?
Really?
As you can see, he's got a good leg.
Now, Preble's had a couple guys that have been very good kickers. I know Stempke is most famous, but they've had some other guys, too. Of course, we don't remember their names. 3:19 left in the half, 1st and 10 South at the 20-yard line, and Ashwaubenon jumps offside. It's going to be 1st and 5.
Hunter Paul, I believe he plays baseball too.
You know, if somebody jumps offside, they're not getting away with it from us. We're going to name them. You guys start watching the ball. Ristovojevic in motion, faked the handoff to a Wildman, and Huffman keeps it. He gets up just short of the 30-yard line. It'll be 2nd and less than a yard. Clock running. Rolling to the 2:50 mark. Martinez wide to the right. Miller wide left with Schmidt in the slot on the left. Huffman straight back, looking, fires a wheel route to Schmidt. He goes up for it, and the pass is incomplete. Good pass defense played by Dane Side.
Well, Ashwaubenon is very well coached too. Their D-backs are sitting back. They watch film too, you know, and they've been all over some of those routes that South's run tonight.
That defensive back's name is pronounced Syed. Sorry about that, Dane. Inside handoff to Ristovojevic. He gets across the 30. It'll be a 1st down. And that stops the clock. 2:23. They're going to have to hustle up a little bit, Chris.
Well, there's a South player down, Marty.
We don't like that. Prevea Health sends their trainer out there. That might be Boris is over in the huddle here on the left. I don't know who that kid is. That always takes me back to a story when Stu and I were doing a game out at Sheboygan Falls. This kid went down for Falls, and we had like a 20-minute delay, and I'm not exaggerating, it was 20 minutes. And after the 20 minutes, the kid bounces up and runs off the field. Oh, Christ. I was pretty patient about it all, but Stu was beside himself.
2:30 left, 2:23 left. Bayport up on North, 21-6. We'll see North next week. That's over at South. That's Big John Sullivan.
Well, Sully, I hope you're all right. All righty, 1st and 10 South. Chris mentioned the time. They're down, the Red Wings are, 21-0. 13-yard run, 3-yard pass, and about a 30-yard return on an interception.
Yep, 30 yards.
Huffman in the shotgun. Looking down the field, fires deep to Martinez, and the ball is knocked down. Looked like it could have been intercepted, but Ben Wires just knocked it away.
Ristovojevic ran out there, and he got chipped about 20 yards downfield, and nothing was called. You know, it's not a big deal, but it does slow down the route and things. Ball wasn't intended to Boris, but
especially if the if the quarterback is thinking you got to clear a goal pattern.
Yep. No flag.
Huffman looking, avoiding trouble, gets it out over the outstretched hands of big number 99, Cody Zimmerman.
Good try there, but Huffy trying to avoid those big ends and then throwing it on the run like he did. Just launched it a little bit.
Robert having a tough quarter, Chris. He's only 2 for 7. He was 1 for 2 in the first quarter. That's when they were running it up and down the field. It hasn't come so easy this quarter. Huffman straight back, drills an out pattern to Martinez. He makes the catch, and then he just gets leveled. Making the big hit out there was Nathan Wheeler. It's going to be 4th down and 2.
Syed was there too. They tackle well, Marty. It's tough to break tackles and stuff. Looks like there's a timeout for Ashwaubenon.
Well, they want to stop the clock.
2, yeah.
It's a good time for the timeout. Chris had mentioned we're just about done with this season. We have one more game left, the annual North-South game. It'll be played over here. That could be an interesting game.
Yeah, I noticed your left side of your sheet, though, Murray.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was talking about. All
Chris can't wait for next week. He finally gets to do an interview.
Probably the microphone can't find the batteries.
Chris has been practicing this interview thing for the last 7 weeks.
Hey, I was
you better have it
down
pat
last
next
week.
Game, buddy.
I was writing questions for last week's game and put that in the tin. First punt for South.
Katie back doing the punting for the Red Wings.
No, Huffman, isn't it? Oh, what are we?
Timeout. You're right, Robert Huffman.
Okay. They're debating over on the side if we should punt, fake punt.
Emmett Carpenter was back to return that punt, Chris. That's an interesting choice. Their big-time kicker.
I guess.
South call that timeout?
Yeah, I guess they're trying to decide what to do here. You know,
do
you go for it? I think it's...
I think you got to just punt it. I mean, you're not going to give them the ball, you know, at the 40-yard line. Crying out loud.
I know.
I mean, 2-3 pass plays and they're in the end zone.
I think they're thinking we're already down 21-0.
Well, you do have a point there.
Let's take a shot.
You know what my response is? Punt the ball.
You know what they're doing? Going for it.
All right. I'm all for it. Get it. Give it to Boris.
Now they're going to try to draw him offside. Well, they got
Huffman on the keeper, spins away, and he's got the first down. All the way out to the 44-yard line. Way to go, Robert.
And there's a player down for Ashwaubenon, but he hops up. Enke there.
That was a 6-yard pickup, Chris. Clock moving, 1:30 left in the half. Wide receivers left and right. Huffman drills it out to Martinez. He makes the catch. Tell them what you've been saying all game. They really tackle well.
I know they do. That corner even slipped, and he still got Martinez there. There's, they're pretty solid.
Very. Second and 2. Huffman straight back, looking, firing deep to Martinez. He's well covered, and the pass goes incomplete. Good no call that time by the officials.
I think it's going to take something to burn these corners. They're pretty smart and aren't going to give away the big play. They rather let you catch it in front. And I know they've tried to throw that deep ball a couple times south, that is, but it just hasn't been there. I like their chances with slants and stuff across the middle and let Martinez use his legs. Maybe we'll see one right here, and he can maybe score. Or an out.
Looking on the out to Martinez. He has the catch at the 45. He was down, pushed back. It's going to be a first down for South. Martinez with another catch.
We're down to 46 seconds. South has 1 timeout remaining.
Gonna have to use it pretty quick here. 1st and 10, ball at the 45. Huffman
There's
straight
my
back.
slant.
There's the slot, but it's incomplete. Almost making the interception was Nathan Wheeler. That was a little bit tricky there, Chris.
Well, he thrown a little bit behind him. .40 seconds in the half. I'll tell you, South's offense they got a bunch of yards.
They do. They've moved the ball. That hasn't been the issue. It's getting it in the end zone.
They've also controlled the clock.
Ristovojevic in the slot on the left side. Look for him. Big rush. The ball is fumbled. Picked up by an Ashwaubenon player, and running it to the house is Kyle Morinski. Oh, man. Picks it up at the 48 and runs it in.
The catcher for the Jaguars scored.
Oh,
I thought
boy.
Catchers can't run.
Gosh. Oh, what a way to end the half. There's 17.1 seconds left. Carpenter getting ready to attempt another extra point, and whistle before the kick. Jeez. What are you gonna do? That extra point is drilled through, and it's now 28-0 Ashwaubenon. They've scored 21 points here in the second quarter. Fumble return of 47 yards by Kyle Rosinski. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, we're speechless.
Yep. South's had the ball, Marty, 16 minutes and 15 seconds, which means Ashwaubenon's had it for 7 minutes and 45 seconds, and they have the 28-0 lead on 2 defensive scores and 2 big plays that set up scores.
This is an excellent example where sometimes time of possession doesn't tell the story.
I'd like to see the yards gained by South. They've got to be close to 200. You know, if you have an offense that's going 400 yards or something like that in a game, you'd think you put up about 30 points.
Well, turnovers have been the story here in the second quarter. Kick carries deep into the end zone. South will have it 1st and 10 at the 20.
Well, they've turned it over on 4 of their 5 possessions, Marty. And the only time they didn't, they turned it over on downs.
Yeah, they started the quarter on that 4th down play. They were able to stop Boris. And that was Wildman on the carry, and looks like South is going to let the clock run out to end the half. That was a no gain for Andrew, and that'll be the first half here at South High School with Ashwaubenon leading it 28-0.
Bye. Jen, I'm here. Okay, why are you wearing that?
Because we are going golfing.
I would, except I got a lot of stuff I got to get
Oh,
done.
no more to-do lists, no more laundry. We are going to go have fun. I mean, we've always wanted to learn how to play golf, right? So, it's playtime.
Come on. Okay, what am I going to wear?
You can learn how to play golf with 5 lessons from a PGA or LPGA instructor starting at only $99. Go to getgolfready.com. Get ready to play. Simple moments are what make every day count.
Hey, where'd I help you, Scott?
Help Ricky Rubio save a life at heartrescuenow.com.
Rescue Me was written in 1965 by Bontelli Bass and hitting the pop charts #1 for 4 weeks. It ended up on being Bass's most popular chart of her career. So without any more delays, here's the senior drum major Ben Johnson conducting Rescue Me, performed by your very own Sheboygan South High School Band. The band's second classic R&B song hit the charts in 1966 and was composed by New Orleans native Robert Parker. Barefootin' was Parker's top recorded chart. The band would like to welcome our yearly guest, the award-winning Sheboygan South High Dance Team. The dance team is coached by Ms. Carly Reineman. Also featured will be Trevor Morin on trumpet. Here's the band and dance team under the direction of drum major Hunter Morecki cranking up Barefootin'. For the band's final classic R&B song, we rocket ahead to the early 80s with Atomic Dog by George Clinton. Atomic Dog, although hitting the top 10 on the charts, became almost as popular, being used in future rap backgrounds. A special thank you goes out to the band's dance choreographers, Lexi Shampoo and Holly Johnson. Here now is drum major Ben Johnson conducting Atomic Dog.
America's service members and veterans are strong, forged out of bravery, sacrifice, and duty. Sometimes reaching out for help can be the most challenging and worthwhile mission of all. When you recognize something isn't right, make the call to the Veterans Crisis Line or Military Crisis Line. Dial 1-800-273-8255 and press 1.
If I ride, I will know the way the trees smell after the rain. I will grow a heart so strong that hospitals will take Tuesdays off. If I ride, road rage will turn into laughter, and oil tankers will haul chocolate milk. And I won't be a boy or a girl. I will just be a rider.
So, dude, I did the most shocking thing today. It was just something I never thought I'd do.
Did your parents find out?
My mom cried.
What'd you do?
A child from foster care. Just being there makes all the difference.
Runner Jake Zills had 7 carries for 32 yards. That was the rushing for Ashwaubenon in the first half, pardon me. First half passing, their big-time quarterback James Morgan hit on 8 of 11 passes for 174 yards. Their leading receiver was Jake Monroe, number 3. He had 3 catches for 65 yards. Now in the first quarter, he had 1 catch for 67 yards. In the second quarter, he had 2 catches for -2 yards, but he was still their leading receiver. For South, they had quite a bit more balance. They had 77 yards rushing. 75 of those came in the first quarter, and 62 yards passing for 139 total. Leading ground gainer for the Red Wings was Boris Ristovojevic with 14 carries and 61 yards. Leading receiver was Mitchell Martinez with 4 catches for 44 yards. Chris, some comments?
Well, we talked about James Morgan in the opening, and he's only thrown 11 passes. Now he's still got 174 yards, which is a lot. And, you know, I keep saying it over and over, and you look at the score, it's 28-0. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but in my opinion, I mean, it easily could be 14-7 South. You know, you had 2 nice drives to start the game. You got no points. Those both should have been scores. You almost had an interception, you know, which you should have had, and it didn't happen.
Or at least a tip away on that one.
I know, and that led to a score, and obviously the interception, the one was a pretty poor pass by Robert, and he even admitted that was thrown right to Wire, and then that last one there was just a breakdown, and you know, the line's done a pretty good job. I mean, that's a tough team they're playing. And just see what happens. See where the character is. There's Coach Hine. He's very positive. He was very positive last week. I mean, his staff is always patting his guys on the shoulder pads and complimenting them. And see how they weather the next 24 minutes.
Getting ready to do the kickoff chores again for the Ashwaubenon Jaguars is Emmett Carpenter. And back deep for the Red Wings is Connor Harrison and Tristan Schmidt.
I don't think they're going to be doing anything back there, Marty. They're going to watch
Not
the
if
ball.
the second half is anything like the first, you're right. Everybody coming up in the press box. I want to be the 50-50 winner.
No, I think they're losing cell phones.
There's the kick, carries into the end zone, and not very happy is, that's actually Kyle Cady, number 8. So it'll be 1st and 10 for South. See if they can muster a little offense. Robert Huffman back out to do the quarterback chores. Martinez goes wide to the right.
South had the ball 5 times. They turned it over 4.
Looking at that triple stack, Chris, the triple I, they gave it to the first back through. I believe that was Andrew Wildman.
Yeah, they came out in that last week, and it worked very well against the Ships. Hadn't seen it yet today, and you know, we were sitting at dinner tonight with some friends, and they said, well, it's South run. Well, they change their stuff all the time. I mean, they're constantly putting in new gadgets and tricks and things to help them get yardage, and here's another one. That's motion.
I was going to say, with all the motion, Chris, it still ended up in a formation that they're used to running out of.
Yeah, but they started in the triple I, and then next thing you know, they scattered, and then, of course, illegal motion there on Wildman.
Yeah, Alex Feudner in the game on offense. We didn't notice him back there in the first half, number 48. He plays linebacker on defense. Second down and 10. Second and 15 on the penalty. Ristovojevic up the middle, picks up a couple.
Tackle made by number 93, Elijah Ayers. And that's going to
bring up a 3rd and long, Marty.
Yeah. Jeez, that penalty hurt. Third down and 12. Huffman looking down the field. He's got a receiver. Making the catch is Wildman, and he gets it out over the 40-yard line.
It's a very interesting set. They came out of the triple I, and they threw out of it. We've mentioned Andrew Wildman through the years. He's a very good football player.
24-yard pickup on the play.
Here's the triple I again.
Wildman, the up back. Hand it off to him. He gets it up to the 45.
For you young players out there, you notice Andrew just charging those legs, running forward, trying to get as many yards as he could.
It's going to be 2nd down and 7. In the middle of the stack right now is Fernando Alvarez, number 40. Ristovojevic, the deep back, he gets the handoff, trying to bounce it to the outside, but picks up maybe a yard.
Marty had some very interesting stats. Boris carried the ball 10 times in the first quarter for 60 yards, but then what'd you say, he had 2 in the second quarter? Wow. Good job by the Jags, not allowing Boris to
Boris
run
had
wild.
4 carries in the second quarter for 1 yard.
Wow.
Boris gets it again. He bounces to the outside. He's got some room. Avoids one tackler, and then he slips down at about the 42-yard line. That might have been the only missed tackle by Ashwaubenon tonight.
Yeah. Boris talking to Mitchell Martinez. You going to help me out here? Would you hit somebody? I don't like being hit. Can't you provide some of the blocking? And I've talked about his blocking before.
What blocking?
Spread them out
Wildman
of there.
and Alvarez wide to the right. Quick
Same
one to
play they're gonna
Wildman.
run
He
before.
makes the catch. Put your head down. It's knocked down at the 40.
Alvarez with the block there. That's what they wanted to run before when Wildman had that penalty. Gained a couple yards.
Little bit here and a little bit there. That's what they did back in the first half early, but they couldn't get points. Got a pulling guard. Not much. Making the pull was John Sullivan. Good to see John back in there. He got hurt in the second quarter, actually. Short gain that time for Wildman, makes it about 3rd and 6. Boris Ristovojevic leaps some of the tacklers and gets it inside the 30-yard line. There's a big pileup.
What an effort.
That
Just
was
a
a good
junior.
effort.
I think we mention that every game. Just a junior. He seems like he's been over there for years, and he has 3.
1st and 10 Red Wings. Ball spotted on the 29-yard line, we'll call it. Ristovojevic hit for a loss.
Jake Miller didn't hold that block enough. Number 71, the 290-pound senior.
Second and 12. Huffman fakes the handoff, rushed hard, he gets the pass away, and Martinez was double covered. Not a chance.
Mentioned that all night, that the D-backs are not going to let Martinez have that little fly route. I still think going over the middle with him is a better idea. Let him get out in the open. Boy, South took the opening kickoff here the second half, and we're almost at the 6-minute mark. They still got it.
3rd down and 12. They shift out of the triple stack, and now we get a timeout by South. A little confusion, Chris. Ball's on the 31-yard line. We mentioned this before, but we'll bring it up again. Our last game will be next week. North will travel down to the south side to play South in the annual North-South game. Chris is looking forward to that game more than anyone else in the city because he's going to get to do an interview.
Should be very exciting. The throwing game of Sheboygan North and a balanced attack of South.
I think, well, I mentioned this in the opening, and so did you, and you just mentioned it now. North is going to throw the ball all over the yard, and South has a little trouble covering that. They're pretty stout against the run, but that's where Ashwaubenon doesn't make a lot of hay. They like to throw it. 4 wide receivers. Huffman looking over the middle for Zimmerman. He makes a great catch. He's going to be short of the first down at about the 22-yard line.
Cody, he'll be back next year as well. He's been a nice little player this season, number 99. And with under 6 minutes, down by 4 scores, let's go for it.
Exactly. 3rd down and a long 3. Martinez wide to the right, triple stack. Ristovojevic dotting the I, tries to cut it back. He gets hit near the line, near the 20-yard line. Not enough for a first down.
Wow. For the 3rd time tonight, 3 impressive drives and no score. And that one, wow, that one took 6 minutes and 32 seconds, and they turn it over on downs.
13 plays, Chris.
Wow.
Nothing. It's just outside the 20-yard line, not quite up to the 21, so we'll just call it the 20. 1st and 10. In the shotgun, of course, is James Morgan. He hands it off to Zills, and he has his longest run of the night.
That was that direct snap again, Marty. Same situation. Morgan jumped, direct snap to the running back, and Zills runs.
Jeez. 12-yard pickup for Zills. Morgan barking out the signals, hands it off to Zills again, or not again, but hands it off. He gets it up to the 35. Pickup of about 3.
Kumaro on the tackle.
Clock running. There's 4:40 left in the 3rd quarter.
David Yang there, number 54.
Emmett Dean sneaking up on the right side of the defense. Monroe in motion, inside handoff to Zills again. He gets it up to the 40 before he's knocked down. He's getting a lot of carries here, Chris. Zills finished the first half with 7 carries. He's got 3 already here in the quarter. It's going to be 3rd down and 2.
Well, he came into the game just averaging 14 carries a game. Oh.
Off the hands of the intended receiver, Zach Immig.
Nice run there by Wyszynski. And that one was thrown a little bit wide there.
And that was the first attempt by Morgan in the half. Tristan Schmidt back deep to receive the punt. Monroe in motion. Good snap. Kick is away. Takes a good bounce. Schmidt picks it up inside the 20 and lunges forward to about the 21-yard line.
Flag on the play, Marty, I thought.
I think there was a block in the back on the far side of the field. We'll have to see what the call is. They're calling it on Ashwaubenon. South is going to decline it. Illegal motion. Penalty declined. South will have it.
Really? Okay, that's one I think I would take. was a 41-yard punt. Good punt. You're
Yep.
inside the 20. Maybe I'd take 5.
Those catchers can really kick.
And he's got a fumble return.
That was impressive. Hand off to Ristovojevic on the jet sweep.
Wow.
And chasing him down from behind was that 36, Chris, or 33? Evan McDaniel is 33. Ethan Gredzniak is 36.
That was impressive.
That was. Boris gains 1 yard on that run.
Down to 3 minutes in the third. Still 28-0 Ashwaubenon.
Huffman under center. A quick out, nice catch made by the wide receiver, Connor Harrison, and he lunges forward outside the 30. He's going to be very close to a first down. It was a 9-yard pickup and a first down. Ball spotted on the 31-yard line. There you see 2:36 and counting. Ashwaubenon on top, 28-0. It's been a quick ball game tonight. See why Ashwaubenon is state ranked. There you got Andrew Wildman. He can't make the catch. Ristovojevic looked a little bit like Kent Culvey on that release with the sidearm throw.
He was wide open, Marty. And you know something, Marty? I don't think I would have run that play this week. You know, 28-0.
Save that for the North-South game.
Yeah. Now that's on film.
You know, they might be watching our broadcast next week in a classroom at North High. They'll be saying, boy, those announcers are really smart. Ristovojevic bouncing it to the outside. He's got a block out there. It's Mitchell Martinez making a great block. Way to go, Mitchell. Ristovojevic with a first down. We'll cut them down if they don't make a block, but we'll let you know when they do. Come on, Chris, pump them up, man.
It was a good block. You stole my thunder.
Boris with a 12-yarder.
And once again, South on the march.
The triple stack. Passes far off the mark.
Martinez wasn't ready.
Ristovojevic has 38 yards and 8 carries so far here in the third quarter. He's 99 yards on the night, and he just went over 100. He's got the corner, and he's knocked down just outside the 40-yard line. Good speed that time by Boris.
And again, into Ashwaubenon territory. We've said this over and over and over tonight. But still, no points for South. They've had big drives, and they just can't score.
That was Boris's longest run of the night, Chris, 15 yards.
Minute 43, third.
53 yards in the quarter. Inside handoff to Wildman. He plunges forward. Picks up 3 yards.
Boy, South is doing everything they wanted to do on offense tonight, except put the points on the board. They're controlling the ball.
Yeah, isn't this
Morgan's
amazing?
off the field. It's just crazy. They're
It's
down
befuddling.
28-0.
Ristovojevic slips and falls. Be a no gain for Boris. Third down for the Red Wings. ...114 yards for Ristovojevic in the game.
Look at this set.
Huffman looking deep for Martinez, and he makes the catch at about the 28-yard line.
Flag down.
Oh, no.
Looks like holding. Boy, you had all that protection back there, and
you got a hold.
Somebody else held.
Penalty on South. Erase the completion. That's a big one. All the way back to the 49-yard line.
That would have been a first down, Marty. Down to 20 seconds.
Hate that when it happens.
Down to 10 seconds.
Looks like they'll get the playoff.
Or will they?
Just barely. Ristovojevic trying to make the over-the-shoulder catch and can't. And that's the end of the third quarter. Ashwaubenon leading it 28-0.
Are you connected?
If you don't have access to internet, you aren't going to be able to take advantage of anything.
The internet is essential to the basics in life: housing, healthcare, employment.
I personally benefited from broadband because I was able to fill out different applications, and I'm pretty positive that I'll get another job.
To get connected, call 866-765-9118 or visit changeyourtomorrow.org.
If everyone had access to the internet, people's lives would be changed.
Connect today. Change your tomorrow.
The curfew you have imposed on me is an egregious infringement upon my social well-being and freedom. Speaking of freedom, it is preposterous to suggest that I have my homework done before playing video games. I know my rights, and you can't tell me what to do.
Mom, Dad, you have 30 seconds for a response.
Does every conversation with your teen turn into a debate? Call the Boys Town National Hotline at 800-448-3000 or visit parenting.org. Trained counselors are on call 24/7 to help with parenting problems.
Back at South High School, Huffman gets the punt away and it goes out of bounds near the 20. And we had talked about South's domination. They finished the quarter with 105 yards. Ashwaubenon had 20. Unfortunately, the Red Wings did not score. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Ashwaubenon.
If I came out, because there's no graphics on there, and I said that was South's first punt of the night, you'd say South's winning. But instead, it's 28-0.
Unfortunately, the couple times they probably would have been punting, they had turnovers instead. But that still is quite impressive, you know, fourth quarter before you make your first punt of the game. South blitzing hard. Morgan's pass is intercepted by Alex Feudner.
Just the 6th interception for Morgan. He's got 21 touchdown passes, but that's just his 6th. For someone who's thrown the ball over 200 times this season, that's a pretty good ratio for a high school young man.
Feudner with a good play. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line of South. Triple stack again. Ristovojevic on the carry, trying to bounce it outside and then cuts back in. Good running that time by Boris. It's going to be 2nd and about 4 yards. Give Boris a 6-yard pickup on that play. Officials asking the band not to play, otherwise...
yeah, the band can't play because the people can't hear the whistles on the field.
Right. Wildman bounces off a couple of tackles and he takes it in. Touchdown, Sheboygan South. 12-yard run.
Finally, they cross the goal line and get some points.
Gotta like that. Coming in to attempt the extra point is Kyle Cady. Good snap and set. And the kick is good. With 11:09 remaining in the ball game, there you see it, 28-7, Ashwaubenon.
My diabetes tests me every day. It tests my parents, my friends, my gymnastics practice. But JJRF has my back. They're working hard to find a cure for type 1 diabetes, which for me would mean freedom. And they help me now with better treatments and new devices that make my life easier. The folks at JJRF test themselves every day, so someday I won't have to. JJRF, improving lives, curing type 1 diabetes.
Back at South High School where Wildman just took it in for a 12-yard touchdown. Andrew got hit about 3 or 4 yards down the field and just kept the legs churning, broke a couple of tackles and scooted in. A rare breakdown tonight on the tackling side for Ashwaubenon. Little pooch kick is taken at the 29-yard line and we have whistles stopping play. I think South was offside.
I'd just kick it deep here, Marty. It's way too early for this stuff.
Hey, it's never too early for an onside kick.
It's way too early.
Well, I don't think they're gonna try it again. At least not now. South has actually played a pretty clean game tonight in terms of penalties. That kick is deep, carrying back to the 1-yard line. Fake handoff, Carpenter's got it, and he doesn't get it out to the 20-yard line.
There you go. Make him go the distance.
First and 10 for the Jags at the 18-yard line.
Ashwaubenon on offense in the second half. 2 minutes. Minute 58 is all they've had the ball on offense. We're at 11:03 of the fourth, 28-7 Jags.
Morgan in the shotgun again, right where he's been all night, and hands it off to Zills, who lost a yard.
That was Will Ark.
Ark.
Yep.
Good eyes, Chris.
14. He's just a sophomore.
Getting some game time action. We'll give Ark a no gain on that. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Monroe in motion.
Interesting.
Futzy Feudner had another shot at an interception. If he catches that, he's in the end zone untouched.
Interesting. They're throwing the ball like that. Very interesting. That really could have flipped things.
You got that right.
That could have been an interception and a touchdown too. All of a sudden it's 28-14.
Feudner another 3 or 4 inches taller, and he's got it. Morgan sends a man in motion. Looking
there
down
it is.
the field. There's an interception.
Get to the end zone. Get to the end zone.
Butsy dives for the end zone. They're calling him out of bounds inside the 1 yard line.
Thank you very much. What is Ashwaubenon doing?
Wow, I don't understand that, Chris.
First of all, you got time to run off the clock. Gift wrap that interception.
First and goal inside the 1. It's 28-14 Ashwaubenon. This could make it real interesting.
Yep, if they get in, they got to get in. Come on, Robert.
Triple stack, look for Ristovojevic, the third man to get it. He's got it and goes in untouched, touchdown South.
Wow.
Gotta love it.
Don't understand it, but I love it. That took 2 seconds.
So Ristovojevic and Wildman scoring touchdowns here in the fourth quarter to cut Ashwaubenon's lead in half.
That's why you kick it deep.
Katie's kick is no good.
Oh, are you kidding me?
That hurts, but we'll get it back at the end, Chris. Crowd a little fired up now, though. There you see, 10-13 left in the game, 28-13 Ashwaubenon. We're in the fourth quarter.
It deep.
Yeah, kick it real deep. Like to maybe the 1 yard line. Then we'll stop them inside the 20 again.
Kick it deep.
It's like Feudner's got magnets in his shoulder pads. The ball just goes right to him.
Well, he's a catcher.
Got a pretty nice arm, too. You know what I really liked about umping behind him? He doesn't yell at the umpire.
He is a nice young man.
All those Feudners are like that.
Thank you. A little shorter this time.
Taken at about the 9. Fake the reverse again. Carpenter's got
How
it.
about a block in the back?
Oh.
Fumble.
Ball was hit out, and
Yes.
South says they've got it.
Are you kidding me?
All right. I think coming off the pile with it was Ian Alvarez.
Wow.
All righty, here we go. South, first down, 10:05 left. Ball at the 18-yard line. Inside handoff, nothing doing there.
And quieted the stands.
Yeah, isn't that the truth?
That's all right. Last time I remember football, you get 4 downs. That's just 1, boys. You're all right.
Ball spotted at the 20 now. That was a loss of 2. That was Ristovojevic on the carry, right, Chris?
Yep. I'd like to see Zimmerman get one right here, right over the middle. Just a nice little safe pass.
Well, looks like Martinez could do a slant and be open too. Fake inside handoff.
There he is.
There's Martinez, the defensive back, cut inside again. Almost had the interception. You know, it's like their guy is that much faster than our guy.
And Mitchell's fast, but they know what's coming. You know, you run that. It's too bad he doesn't have speed that he could kind of run a in and an out to the corner.
Who's that kid? Number 33.
McDaniel.
Evan McDaniel. He's done a pretty nice job down
there.
There
it is. That's what I
deep,
called.
Throwing it up for grabs, and Martinez couldn't quite catch it.
Just
Went
the play
right through
I
his
wanted.
hands.
Just the play I wanted. That was a good attempt.
Good spot for that pass, too. 4th down. We are going for it. Alvarez hustling off. Michael Miller coming in, bringing the play to Huffman. 9:21 left in the game. 28-13 Ashwaubenon.
See if Chris Kors has some magic in that bag of tricks of his.
Ristovojevic in the slot on the left. Huffman lost it, picks it up, avoids one tackler, but can't get by the other. Making the stop was David Krieger. Yeah, that hurts.
Bad snap.
Boy, oh boy, a big loss of 14 yards too.
And again, so close to scoring. It's 4 times tonight. 4 times you've been inside the 30 and you came up with nothing.
All righty, here we go. Morgan takes the snap. Rushed hard.
It's overthrown.
And the referee looking very closely at the South defender. I believe that was Steve Rodriguez, but everything he did was legal. Morgan having his troubles, Chris. He's 0 for 3 with 2 interceptions.
No, he didn't have that last. Oh, yeah, he did. No, he didn't. That was Ark who had that last interception.
Really?
Yep.
Ark threw the pass?
Yep.
Oh, how about that?
Woo!
Morgan spun down hard. Making the stop for
Yes.
South was Kumaro.
Yeah, what a shock.
Third and 9.
8:40 and counting. Be interested to see if they put the ball up here. You want to get it first, but if it goes incomplete, that kills the clock.
Yeah, it's a tough call. Wisniewski wide to the left. Whistle, stop action, penalty, delay a game by Ashwaubenon. Another penalty for them. Ball moves back to the 30-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 14. James Morgan chugging into the huddle. You know what, that number 12 on, he looks a little bit like that guy that quarterbacks for the Packers. What's his name yet?
Lynn Dickey, he wore 12.
Did he? Wow.
Now with the yellow helmet.
That pass woefully short. Intended for Jake Immig, but incomplete.
Boy, you're
and
right.
Preserving clock for the Red Wings. Another punt coming up.
3rd punt for them.
Morzinski back to punt. Done a pretty good job with that. And his big play of the night was the fumble return of 47 yards for a touchdown by Robert Huffman. Kick is away. Harrison's got it at the 38. Tristan Schmidt, pardon me, and he falls down right near the 40-yard line. Be 1st and 10 South. Ball short of the 40, we'll call it the 39. South 61 yards from pay dirt. They're only down 15 and there still is 8:15 remaining in the ball game. Connor Harrison in the slot on the right side. Quick out to him, he's got a blocker. Martinez almost looked like he held, but at least he was out there getting in the way.
Little speed here would be a little helper here. We got 8 minutes left.
Ball on the 35-yard line, just over it. Wildman in motion is going to be a blocker. He gets a block on one guy, and Ristovojevic gets escorted out of bounds at about the 46-yard line. Nice run.
Jake Messinger on the stop there. Their D-backs can play.
It's a 19-yard pickup.
Ashwaubenon beat Bayport last week 28-14. His score is basically the same. Just shows how close South is.
That was a 9-yard pickup, Chris. My bad. Wildman on the fake. Huffman keeping it. Avoids one tackler and dives forward inside the 45. Nice run for Robert. Give him a 3-yard gain. South on the move again, rolling down to the 7-minute mark. They need a big gainer here, Chris. Can't do it 4 or 5 yards at a time.
Well, they're just, the big plays aren't there. That's the problem. So this is how they got to attack.
Martinez
he's not going to be open deep.
Has it go over his hands. Two Ashwaubenon defenders had a shot at it. Neither one could come up with it.
I like that route. It was a little more short. You know, their defenders back up. Just missed them. Robert just missed them. I like that play, though.
Yeah, I do too.
I like that better than just running on your fly pattern, because that hasn't been there.
Big 3rd down play. You know, with the clock the way it is, Chris, you almost have to go for it on 4th down.
Absolutely. Look at it right here.
Fake handoff
Blitz
by Huffman. He's getting rushed from behind. The pass is away and incomplete. The Jaguars getting men through, applying a lot of pressure on Huffman, and makes it real tough to hit on the passes.
I believe that was Krieger coming from the backside there.
Tristan Schmidt comes in to the huddle, and Ristovojevic runs off. There's a guy they haven't thrown to as much as I thought they might the last couple of weeks, actually.
Well, I like him coming out of the backfield, you know, kind of give him a little wheel throw, a little run when he can run going forward with his speed.
Good point. Huffman looking. He's got
Nobody
a receiver out there, but it goes short, and it's going to be 1st and 10 Ashwaubenon.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
This was not a good turn of events, Chris.
Nope.
Ball spotted on the 43 about. It'll be interesting to see what the Jags do here. Their game is passing. Monroe in motion. Inside handoff to Zills, and he gets nothing. Hit for a 3-yard loss. Second down, clock running, 6:10 left. South blitzing, and Zills gets it up to about the 44-yard line. Coming on the blitz that time for the Red Wings was Jake Malwitz.
Once again, Choice for Ashwaubenon, you put it up and risk the incompletion, or do you run it and take another 45 seconds off the clock? I would think South might call timeout if the Jaguars run it here.
Morgan looking, fires it deep, way over the head of his intended receiver, Wisniewski.
Tell you, James Morgan looks
human.
Yeah, especially this half. And again, the Jags have to punt. Fourth punt.
You know, you'd almost have to think Morgan's going to cool down a little bit. I mean, he was 8 out of 11 in the first half.
Wow. Timeout, Ashwaubenon.
Timeout by the Jags. We've mentioned it before, but our last game of the season will come next week when North travels over here to South for the annual North-South game. Another shout out to the crew. Richard Bartson running the top camera. Eric Wiesman giving you that shot. Kerry Kautzer, our director in the truck, doing a great job considering the equipment isn't working the way it should. For my partner Chris Wright, I'm Mike Martin. We enjoy bringing you these games, and with the end of football, you know what that means, Chris.
Friday fish fries.
That was tonight. I'm talking about any day of the week we can have a basketball game.
Yeah, looking forward to the season. But I do like doing my Fridays. I look forward to it every week, and I enjoy the basketball season too. Cheating.
Oh boy, illegal procedure on the Jags. Push it back a little farther.
Oh, Marty, please no.
Morzinski.
Marty, they're
punting. They don't have anybody back.
They're punting, Marty. You don't have to defend. They're punting. They're punting.
Bring in the rush. Oh. He gets it away, and nobody back to return it. And, well, could have been worse, Chris. Ball is downed at the 24-yard line, but you always hope for more. First and 10 for the Red Wings at the 24-yard line. That means they're 76 yards away from pay dirt and getting a little closer. Clock winding down. 5:12 remains. Huffman in the gun. Andrew Wildman back there with him. Jags have been getting pretty good pressure. Huffman breaks loose from the crowd. He's down at about the 34-yard line. He's going to be very close to a first down.
And it is. The clock stopped. 5:03 left. Once again, I've mentioned this before, Ashwaubenon's only had the ball in the second half for 5 minutes and 25 seconds. And in the game, South has had it for over 30 minutes.
Wide receivers left and right. Huffman looking, drills it, and the pass is dropped by Boris Ristovojevic and then intercepted by Jake Messenger. Oh, man.
Oops. That could be it, Marty.
They're going to run some clock now, you know it. First and 10, ball is spotted right at the 45.
Third interception.
49. Inside handoff to Zills. He cuts it up. He's got big yardage. He's got the first down. Down at the 34-yard line, an 11-yard run for Zills. They've pretty much held him in check, Chris, until that long run. Yeah, 13 yards and 3 carries in the quarter. He had 20 yards on 3 carries in the third quarter. Monroe in motion, handoff to Zills again, a big opening right off left tackle, and he's down inside the 10-yard line. They're going to spot him just outside the 10, but it was another big gain.
Wow.
They're spotting it at the 12. That's a 22-yard gain. Jeez, that's a lot of yards. And it was wide open. You could have drove a Mack truck through that hole. Even I could have got through.
No comment.
No comment by the front row.
Uh-oh.
Zills again, there's a hold. He dives in, he's got the touchdown if the penalty is on South. But it's holding on the Jag, so that wipes that off the map. Well, if I had some ambition, Chris, I'd go through the sheets and check how many penalties Ashwaubenon's had, but it's
Not
been a
many.
bunch. I think they've had a bunch.
Yeah. I think the game's been pretty clean.
Only if you're a Red Wing fan. Yeah.
1st and 22 from
They
the
marked
24.
it at the 24.
Wow. 24, yep.
So,
23 yards for a
yeah.
first.
Must be the spot foul again.
Yep.
Zills up the middle. Cuts it off right tackle. Gets it down to the 16.
3:34 and counting.
Zill's back there with Morgan. He's been taking the handoffs. Trying to keep the clock running. Morgan fakes to him. Jump pass. It's complete.
Oh.
Slipping up tackle was Monroe, and he's finally knocked out of bounds inside the 5-yard line.
Had him. Katie missed the tackle. See stuff you don't see by the Jags. That's why they're first in the league, 7-0. They're averaging 35 points a game, and they're just about close to getting to that. They're 5 yards away.
Chris, I've got that as the first completed pass by Morgan in the quarter. Isn't that amazing?
Yep. We got 3rd down and 4. Got to stop them on these 2 plays, boys.
Handoff to Zills, cuts it back, and he's into the end zone, touchdown.
Well, you kept him out of the end zone for 23 minutes. Excuse me, 21 minutes. They finally break it open.
Yep. Too many opportunities missed. That's Zill's second touchdown of the night, Chris. He had the first touchdown of the night, that 13-yard run. Kick is good. It makes it 35-13.
Boy.
If Don Meredith were here, he'd be singing Turn Out the Lights.
Yep. The 10:05 mark, Sheboygan South recovered a fumble and was down just 15 points. They had the ball inside the 30. They could not convert. And
well, then Feudner intercepted that one.
No, that was before.
Okay.
was before, and
thought Futzy had 2 interceptions down
yeah,
here.
he did. But I'm thinking about the kickoff on the fumble. They had a chance to score, and they didn't. That was the 4th time that South was inside the 30 and did not score.
Each red line represents a change in possession. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This will be number 12. Change of possession this quarter.
Wow.
Wow doesn't begin to explain that. I mean, you don't see 12 different possessions in a game sometimes.
We didn't last week against Mantua.
Kickoff taken at the 10-yard line by Katie.
He's
out to the 20 and falls forward over the 40.
You know, another thing is, Marty, is Ashwaubenon's big, but they got some fast guys. Their D-backs and
I agree.
Their linebackers fly to the ball. Tell you, South played a good game tonight.
I thought the D-back that's been covering Mitchell has shown to be a good fast runner and able to get good position. Out guarding him now is Tristan Rasner. Huffman looking. He gets hit from behind and dropped. Sacked back at the 37, a loss of 3.
I think Ashwaubenon has some new guys in there. Well, I see Marinsky still in there, but there's some new guys in there for the Jags. Going to win a conference championship. Clinch at least a share, depending who they play next week. But I said they beat the other teams in second already.
A good tackle made there. Huffman stopped at the 35. Another loss of 2 more yards.
We're under 2 minutes now.
They look good, Chris. You know, I don't get a chance to see some of those teams that are ranked above them. I don't know how they would match up against teams like Homestead and some of those kinds of schools. But Morgan's the real deal, that's for sure. Martinez breaks a long one. He gets dumped at about the 35-yard line. Huffman to Martinez. It'll be a first down, Red Wings. Ball spotted at the 36. That'll be a 29-yard gain.
A lot of fight in these Red Wings, Marty.
You got that. Huffman looking, little dump off to Wildman.
Like that.
He's got a little bit of room to run. Put your head down and barrel over there, those guys. Knocked down at the 30.
That's the kind of play I thought Boris would get more action of, especially, you know, the way that Jaguars fly to the ball. Maybe you'll have it come open. South hurrying up under a minute.
Huffman on the out has Martinez. He's hit and pushed back at about the 26. He's going to be short of the first down.
South using their timeout here, Marty.
Yeah, good play. Good time to use it. That last play went for 3 yards. Actually, it went for more than 3, but we're going to call it 3 because it's 4th and less than a yard.
Third and less.
Third and less than a yard.
Yep.
Scott Hansen's getting ready to leave the house. Working press for the Sheboygan, working sports for the Sheboygan Press. Scott learned his trade while he was bat boy for Futzy's Bar in the 35 and over league.
Only had to tell him once. Tonight.
I only had to tell him once, you don't pack up the bats until the game's over, even though we're up by 20 runs. You're a good man, Scott. I don't care what anybody else says. Hey, there's that line crew for South. They've been, I think they said one of those guys has been on the job for over 40 years. That's a lot of football. 3rd down and 1. Huffman under center. Ooh, Jags look like they jumped offside. No flag. Huffman has the 1st down inside the 25-yard line. How could you not call that? First down and 10. Huffman dropped the ball, picks it up, and he gets sacked outside the 30 at the 31.
About it. Gotta hurry up.
Loss of 7. Spikes it with 20.8 seconds left. Third down and 17. Huffman in the gun with Wildman back by him. Robert dealing deep, intercepted inside the 5-yard line. Making the catch back there was Jack Messenger. That's his 2nd interception of the night, Chris. And it's going to be another change of possession in the 4th quarter. And I think we'll get a touchdown, kneel down, and we'll call it a night.
Marty, unofficially, I have South had the ball 32 minutes and 30 seconds. Ashwaubenon 15 minutes and 30 seconds. The offense for Ashwaubenon was only on the field for 15.5 minutes.
Morgan, for the first time tonight, takes a snap under center, does the kneel down, and that'll be the ball game.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I say. A lot of things went right for the Southsiders, except the most important thing, scoring points. Anything else, Chris? All right. For the crew and my partner, Chris Wright, I'm Mike Martin saying thanks for watching, everybody. Homecoming game goes to the Jaguars of Ashwaubenon, 35-13. We'll be right back here next week when South comes to the South Side to play the annual North-South game. With that, thanks again for watching. 35-13 our final score, and we'll see you down the road.